It's the Chris and Chris Show. On today's show, the Golden Knights going in the right direction? And we'll review the crazy week of injuries. There's so many I can't keep track of them. And we'll preview versus the Calgary Flames. Don't go away.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh, that was fun. Good morning, everybody. This is the Chris and Chris edition of the Locked On Vegas Golden Knights show. We do this Monday through Friday, and then every Saturday, myself and Chris do this YouTube exclusive edition of Locked On VGK. Chris, buddy, before we get too deep into this, just want to thank everybody. Got so many birthday wishes on social media and everything, and the family gave me a great day. So thanks to the family, and thanks to my Vegas Golden Knights family as well for just an awesome, awesome day. All right, little man, we're going to tear right into this today. Golden Knights seem to be playing better, I guess. I don't want to get too far ahead of us, but let's go back, Chris. You were at the Islanders game last week. Really no concerns about the Golden Knights winning that game. You have an interesting game against the Colorado Avalanche where, and we're not going to get too deep into the injuries, but there were a lot of strange circumstances. Adin Hill is supposed to start, then he doesn't start. Patera has a really good game. You have other injuries and stuff. Mike Amadio draws out, and the team winds up going with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen. Not something the Golden Knights do too well with. And then Thursday nights, a game really they had no business winning. The Golden Knights have a great effort against the Boston Bruins. Again, with so much adversity, Jack Eichel and Mark Stone and Logan Thompson all appeared to suffer momentary injuries. And just so much happening, the Golden Knights got it together. So, Chris, are the Golden Knights potentially back on their winning ways?
Until Adin Hill's back, no.
Why? Why Adin Hill? Why is Adin Hill the catalyst? Why is Adin Hill the most important person to you?
I think he can make some of the best saves. I think he's our number one goal.
Logan Thompson can't?
I mean, I'm saying he can't.
I'm going to fight back on you on this one, buddy. We're gonna be boxing, okay? We're going to be in the boxing ring here because Logan's played pretty, I can't say the word. He's played pretty good in his last 2 starts against the Islanders and the Boston Bruins. Come on, let's go. Argue. Adin Hill. Adin Hill's your guy. Come on. Why is Adin Hill your guy, Chris? Why can't Logan Thompson be the guy?
Okay, I'm only doing this to prove that stick save. That's
okay.
The only one.
Listen, the stick save, yes, is one save that got him a $5 million contract. But that's pretty good, actually. Listen, Adin Hill's a great goalie. Logan Thompson is a great goalie. They're both great goalies, and I understand you, Chris, in your concerns about Logan. You're just like the rest of the Golden Knights fan base right now, where Logan Thompson's had a few not as good starts, but he's had a lot of really good starts, and I think people are forgetting how great of a goalie Logan Thompson is, and everyone goes through highs and lows and everything in between. So, okay, Chris, let's just maybe Adin Hill comes back tonight. We'll talk about that later in the show. But if Adin Hill does come back, Chris, how does that make you feel about the next, 6 games or so leading up to the All-Star break?
That makes me feel definitely more confident.
That's fair. I mean, listen, Logan Thompson is a very good goalie when he's getting about half the starts. Adin Hill, I think, is about the same type of goalie when he's getting about half the starts. A stat that I love to bring up, Adin Hill, I think, has never appeared. It's either 22 or 27 regular season games. In Logan's young career, he's never appeared in more than 36 or 37 regular season games. So when both goalies are healthy and chopping up the starts, going about 50-50, or the Golden Knights were doing it about a 60-40 split. So every 10 games, Chris, Aiden was starting to Logan's 4 starts. The team does not want to give Yuri Patera much of a chance. That's been proven because Logan Thompson started, I think, 10 of 12 of the games in Aiden Hill's absence or something like that. Might have been one more game if it wasn't for Logan Thompson getting sick and not being able to go against the Avalanche. There's a good chance that Logan would have gone back to back. So, yeah, I mean, I understand the concern about Logan Thompson, and both goalies healthy makes both goalies better together. Can we agree on that, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, how do you feel, Chris? The Golden Knights have 6 games left before the All-Star break. I got to check my schedules to make sure. I know you got one up there too. All right, so the Golden Knights tonight, Cal. No, they got more than 6 games. I'm sorry. They got 8 games. Tonight, Cal, Gary, Nashville Monday, Rangers and Pittsburgh next week. You're excited for the Rangers game, obviously. And then a really tough road trip where they play 2 back-to-back games. They play 4 games in 6 nights. So definitely a strange end to this season. All right, so let's put a number out there, Chris. Calgary, Nashville, New York Rangers, Pittsburgh, New Jersey Devils, New York Islanders, New York Rangers, Detroit Red Wings. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 games left in the regular season before the All-Star break. Of those 8 games, Chris, there's 16 points up for grabs. How many points will the Golden Knights get between now and the All-Star break?
I'm guessing 10 or 9.
I said the same thing in my head, Chris. It's so funny. I said 9 or 10 as well. That's literally what I got. I think the Golden Knights can win against the Flames and the Preds. That's 4 points right there. I think they get 2 of a possible 4 points between Pittsburgh and the New York Rangers. So that's 6 points. And then I'm giving them 3 points on that 4-game road trip. It's just a tough road trip. It's a tough road trip. And then we'll see if the team can turn it on. So yes or no question, Chris. Are the Golden Knights going in the right direction right now? Yes or no? That's it. Yes or no?
YES.
YES. Okay. I went to community college for a few months, dropped out. Yeah, yes. He said yes. Okay. I am with you, Chris. I am with you. Yes, the Golden Knights are going in the right direction. All right, Chris. Our second segment. What does that say? What does that say? Read the second segment on that bullet point.
Crazy week of injuries. There's so many. I can't keep track of them.
Yeah.
Seriously,
So
how many are there?
like 14. I don't know. So just, I don't have a list in front of me, so I'm just going off the top of my head. First of all, the players that have been out for a while, Shea Theodore, William Karlsson. You hope one of those 2 is closer to coming back than, Shea Theodore, actually, I remember came back the 1 game before the All-Star break last year. So maybe the same thing is going to happen. I don't know. Aiden Hill is close. He's been, per Coach Bruce Cassidy, Aiden Hill is medically cleared to play. But Aiden Hill did not feel right going into Wednesday's game against the Avalanche, which he also didn't even dress Thursday's game against the Boston Bruins. Coach Cassidy said maybe Hill. That's Hill. That's like the game Mad Gab we were playing with the different ways. Like maybe Hill, he will play. I'm saying it the wrong way, but maybe Aiden Hill will play tonight against the Calgary Flames. Won't know for about 3 hours until the Golden Knights have their pregame skate. We're recording the show before that, so we're guessing right now. If Aiden Hill cannot go, assumption is Logan Thompson goes and Patera will be the backup goaltender. After that, as far as injuries go, Korzak had a really good effort in his first game back after having a lower body injury. Cormier got sent back down to the Silver Knights so he can get some more experience down there. Who else drew into the game? Will Carrier. Will Carrier was announced surgery, and he's week to week, which means we're not going to see him for a while. So that meant what's his name? I can picture him. Ronbjerg. There you go. Ronbjerg drew into the game on Thursday against the Bruins. So there's just so much happening right now. Denisenko got sent down. And then what's even crazier than all these injuries I'm rambling about, Chris, it looked like Jack Eichel suffered a not good injury Wednesday or Thursday against the Bruins. His skate blade fell off of his skate, Chris, and then he had to get pushed to the bench. I don't think I showed you the video of that. And then moments after that, Mark Stone is holding his hand. He goes down to get checked outs. And then in the third period, Logan Thompson takes a slap shot right between the eyes and has to get a new mask because it dented his mask. Exactly, Chris. Yeah. So I've been a part of this. We've been a part of this team since day blanking one, since the first day, Chris. And I've been on the media side of this team going back for about 3-4 years now. I can't think of a game against the Bruins game. I can't think of a regular season game that had as much drama as Thursday's game against the Bruins. So everything I just said, Chris, take this wherever you want. What is this making you feel right now? Anxiety?
Yeah, if I hear Eichel and Stone, I'm nervous. I'm freaking out.
It's fair, and I was getting yelled at by some of my friends up in the media row on Thursday's game against the Bruins because I brought up in the podcast, and the only reason I know this is because my birthday was yesterday. Last season, Mark Stone suffered his injury that made him miss basically from my birthday until the end of the season, and he came back in the playoffs. And obviously, we know how that went after that. So when Mark Stone got hurt, we didn't know what happened at first, but when Mark Stone got hurt, I was taking some heat from my buddies upstairs, and if Mark Stone would have been out and it didn't look good, I might have jinxed this team. So listen, there's concern, and are the Golden Knights, and the Golden Knights maybe aren't unique, but are the Golden Knights, Chris, let's just pretend for a second. If Jack Eichel were to suffer an injury and be out for the next 3 months until the season ends, would the Golden Knights make the playoffs, in your opinion, Chris?
Right now, how this team is, I doubt it. But when you said your birthday to the end of the season, that reminded me something. On your birthday, we played the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers injured Mark Stone, and bam, you're. I wonder what it feels like playing against the team that injured you in the Stanley Cup final. And sorry, I just have to do this.
Here it comes again. Here it comes again. This kid.
Oof.
This kid gets one Stanley Cup and he gets all cocky and has to bring it back again.
Fun fact, I got 2.
You got 2. Okay. Put it down. There you go. Okay. Chris wants to remind everybody. Don't cover your face, dude. That's like a rule against podcasting 101, bro. Move it to the side so they can see you. Move it to the side. Move it to the side a little bit. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Perfect. Okay, good. You and the Stanley Cup are in the frame now. So it's funny you mentioned that. I mean, how do you think Matt Tkachuk felt playing against the Golden Knights after Kolesar knocked him out of the playoffs? How do you think Jack Eichel felt playing against the Panthers after Tkachuk just blew him up in that one game? So, I mean, that's part of the NHL, buddy, and how things go. You play against a team that injured you and stuff like that, and, so be it. I mean, that's part of the game. So the question that I posed, if Jack Eichel were to suffer a season-ending injury, would the Golden Knights win, or would the Golden Knights make the playoffs? I don't think so. If Mark Stone were to suffer right now, given all the injuries, if Mark Stone were to suffer a season-ending injury, I don't know if the team would make the playoffs. The reason I don't instantly say, no, they're not going to make the playoffs is because the Golden Knights did okay in Mark Stone's absence for 3 months last season. But the biggest difference, no William Karlsson. So that's 2 really good defensive forwards not available at the same time. That would really put the Golden Knights in a bad spot. So the hope, Chris, is some of these injuries are going to get better. The hope Shea Theodore is the next one to return. The hope William Karlsson is not too far after that. And William Carrier, Aiden Hill. I mean, I don't know. Like, literally, it's such a mystery with Aiden Hill. Aiden Hill might come back tonight. He might not come back till March. I don't know. I have no idea. But there will be a clearer picture in about 2.5 hours from now when the Golden Knights practice. All right, our third segment, Chris. Who are the Golden Knights playing tonight?
The Calgary Flames. Oh yeah, back. I have another something.
What are you doing, dude? This is all like I have no idea. This kid's getting way too comfortable. What do you got? Boy. So the Golden Knights and the Flames, I believe this is their third matchup this season. Golden Knights had a relatively close game against the Flames. Oh, okay, that's cool. Back up a little bit. Okay, all right. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Put it like right in at the edge of your desk and just drop it down. People can see it there. Move it over. Move it over. There you go. Boom. Stop. Don't touch it. Leave it. Good. All right. So the first time the Golden Knights and Flames played, low-scoring game. Dan Vladar looked like the second coming of Patrick Waugh. Golden Knights dropped the game right before the end of overtime. Bad goal given up by Aiden Hill. It happens. Whatever. The next time the two teams played, this was just a completely bonkers game, Chris. If you want to drop a completely bonkers anytime, you go right ahead. The Golden Knights won that game 5-4. I can't remember if it was shootout or overtime, but it was an absolutely wacky game. Historically, Chris, this is something you'll definitely draw to. The Golden Knights have really had their way with the Flames in Vegas. 4-3 victory. Let's see what else. 6-0 victory. Another 6-0 victory. 6-2 victory. So I mean, the Golden Knights just really find ways. I mean, they find ways to put up 6 goals against the Flames, 7 goals against the Flames. Like it's just absolutely 7-3. So the Golden Knights really have the Flames number, which is a good thing. But the Golden Knights are also not at 100%. So do you think, Chris, this is a relatively boring game in the sense that the Golden Knights can dominate, put up 4 or 5 goals, only give up 1 or 2 goals? Or is this game going to be a little tighter than we might think?
Wait, did you say it's going to be a boring game? No.
Well, when I say boring game, Chris, what I mean is the Golden Knights get to an early lead and never look back. They win the game like 5-1. That when I say boring game, that's what I mean, buddy.
So I bet this is going to be a crazy game. Let's go. Well, since these Calgary Flames have only had the lead once in T-Mobile Arena, once in Vegas, in all 6 seasons that we've played them. I'm gonna go. Let's go 8-5 Vegas.
All right, Chris, are there going to be more points scored in this game or the Ice Bowl football game in Kansas City where it's going to be minus 30 degrees? Because that should be a low-scoring game. Here you go. Over-under, folks. Golden Knights, Flames, total goals scored versus total points scored in the Chiefs and the Dolphins game, I think. That's crazy. That's just nuts. All right. So Chris is going 8-5. All right, so let's get into locks and predictions, Chris. 8-5 Golden Knights. What 2 Golden Knights are going to factor in tonight's outcome of the game?
Can't think of anyone who's left.
That's a pretty good answer. It's actually a really good answer. What was that, Chris? Battery low?
Just my lava lamp.
Oh, your lava lamp. Okay, I heard a weird beep. Okay, good. All right, so 8-5. Chris is to be continued on his locks of the night because he has to see who's going to be playing tonight. Kind of mailed that one in, buddy. That's okay. All right, for me, let's go 4-1 boring game. 4-1, which is a good thing. I really hope the Golden Knights get to an early lead and just kind of they can rotate 4 lines, not have to put a lot of pressure on the Golden Knights' top 2 lines, especially, we don't know if Eichel and Mark Stone potentially have something lingering from their momentary exits from the game on Thursday night. So hopefully they're not overtaxed. It'd be good to see all the defensemen get, hopefully south of 20 minutes. But I think Alec Martinez was 25 minutes against the Bruins and Pietrangelo was 22 or 23 minutes. So it'd be nice to see if Coach Cassidy can rotate all 3 defensive pairs so it's not overtaxing on anyone, especially coming up to the All-Star break. As far as 2 players for me, we're sticking with the chalk. Eichel and Stone, I think, are going to carry this team for a while right now. I really feel like Eichel has just elevated his game so much, and Mark Stone's still healthy, playing deep into the season. Knock on whatever you can think of that it continues, but I don't think Stone is going to let this team falter right now, and that's what a good captain does. The captain puts his team on his back and says, follow my example, and everyone else hopefully follows. It'll be really good to see some secondary scoring. Dorofeev, Howden, Amadio, Nicholas Waugh, those types of players certainly need to be counted on. Paul Cotter need to be counted on to contribute as well. All right, Chris, anything else hockey related, or are we done? What do you think? Are we done? Are we done?
Here's my player prediction. Oh yeah, I forgot you're not working media. I want to see score sheet for this game so I can find a predict so I can predict players because I don't even know who's left.
I can get you a score sheet, Chris. Don't worry about that, buddy. I can't get it till the game starts, but I can get you a copy of the score sheet. Don't worry about that, buddy. I know people. Although, is the copier machine going to be working? We talked about that. Remember, the copier machine was broken on Thursday. We had to get those nice color copies. All right, we're going off the rails. It feels like a Golic and Tony show right about now in the third segment. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on Saturday morning, skipping the Saturday morning cartoons and watching the Chris and Chris edition of Locked On Vegas Golden Knights. Please make sure to check out the Monday through Friday edition of Locked On VGK. Almost crushed a helmet. Don't do this, but it would be kind of cool if you would have crushed a Flames helmet when you did that, actually, but don't do it, please. The Monday through Friday edition of Locked On Vegas Golden Knights with myself and Tony Dasco. And then Saturday morning, YouTube exclusive with me and my son, little Christopher, and his toys and his Stanley Cup. Thanks again for hanging out with us today. And take